Hello everyone, I'm Dee from marketing here at Max Dropshipping, and today we are going to be looking at some of the questions you've made over on Reddit, and I'll be answering them in today's video. Let's not waste any time, let's just jump into it. A lot of new dropshippers only think about how to ship products to customers, but they forget to think about what happens when the customers want to return the product. Traditional suppliers often ask the customer to return the item back to China, but that creates a big problem. International returns are expensive, slow, and frustrating for the buyer. If the customer has to pay for the return, it can damage your brand's reputation. A better solution is having a local return in the warehouse. With Max Dropshipping, customers can return products to local warehouses in places like the US, Canada, Mexico, UK, and throughout Europe. If the return product is still in good condition, it can go back into the inventory. This means that the product can be resold and shipped again to another customer. This helps reduce return losses and makes the customer experience feel way more professional. Why AliExpress is risky for scaling your dropshipping business. AliExpress can be useful for research, but it is not a strong long-term supply chain for serious business scaling. AliExpress sellers are usually not factories, they are often just the middleman. When you sell bundles or multiple items, the customers may receive separate packages from suppliers. This can create a messy customer experience, different packages, different tracking numbers, different delivery times. If the package looks cheap, arrives late, or arrives separately, customers are more likely to complain. Another issue is inventory. AliExpress sellers may not have accurate real-time stock updates. You might need to keep selling a product that is already out of stock. So for new products, every new supplier treats you like a new customer, so you may not get the best price or priority. With a fulfillment company, however, you deal with one agent instead of contacting different suppliers every day. A fulfillment partner can help with quotes, product sourcing, quality checks, and the communication is often much better. Dropshipping in 2026. Dropshipping is no longer just about selling random products with slow shipping. It is becoming more about building a real brand. Years ago, customers were more willing to wait 3 to 4 weeks for delivery, depending on where you are in the world. Today, however, customer expectations are much higher. People are used to fast delivery, better tracking, and smoother shopping experience. This means dropshipping has changed from simple packet shipping to brand building. Successful sellers nowadays need better logistics, better packaging, better product presentation, that's a big one, and better communication. Custom packaging, thank you cards, branded content can make your store feel more trustworthy. The challenge today, in my opinion, is not about finding a product. It's more of a bigger challenge. It's finding a reliable supplier partner that can support your business as it grows. Oh, this question here, can you start dropshipping with $0? You might be able to play around with no money, with $0, but you cannot treat a serious business without a budget. Just like any business, it's probably possible to test ideas with very little money, but starting with absolutely no money is not a realistic business idea. You do need money, even for samples. You may need money to test orders, and even finding trustworthy suppliers. You may need money for even things like photos, videos, and creatives. In today's dropshipping, it's all about your creatives, and that requires, believe it or not, some money. And even with low budget strategies, your mistakes will cost you money. So even if you don't have any money, you can play around, but it's not a likely solution to any business in today's dropshipping scenario. Dropshipping, pre-stock, or local warehouse. Your stocking strategy should change as your business grows. When you are just starting out, dropshipping is usually the safest option because you do not need to buy a lot of inventory upfront. The downside is that processing can be slower if the product is not readily available. Once the product starts getting consistent sales, I think you should start thinking about pre-stocking, and that's when pre-stocking becomes useful to you. Pre-stock means preparing your inventory in advance in a fulfillment company like Max Dropshipping here in China. This can reduce processing times because the product is already in the warehouse and it's ready to be shipped. It also helps avoid stock problems when you are scaling. This is important for peak seasons like Q4, when you have a winning product or you have a product that you're selling. So what happens when you run out or the supplier runs out of that product? So when you have a local warehouse inventory, it improves, obviously, delivery times. And overall, it's just a better customer experience. But another thing to consider is if you are thinking about having a warehouse in the US, for example, the location of that warehouse also matters. If most of your customers are on the East Coast or they might be on the West Coast, so you might want to ask your fulfillment supplier, where are their warehouses? Because you naturally want to have those products stocked where your customers are. Chargebacks and disputes. Chargebacks are not only about losing one order, they can really seriously damage your entire business. Chargebacks are one of the biggest headaches for dropshippers. The obvious loss in money from an order. Too many chargebacks can affect your payment supplier, your payment account. This ruins your store reputation and even your ad performance will definitely tank. Customers usually open disputes when they are uncertain or ignored or just disappointed on how your store handled the situation. Common reasons often include slow shipping, unclear tracking, damaged products, or just bad quality, and even small things like no communication with the sales agent. A fulfillment company cannot prevent every chargeback, but it can certainly reduce the reasons customers often open these kinds of disputes. And things like better tracking help customers feel that the order is at least moving throughout the logistics. Quality checks from a fulfillment company can often reduce defective products, can keep those products from being shipped. And then your fulfillment company should also have clear delivery estimates to help set expectations. And another thing to consider is fast communication with your agent. This helps you solve problems before they become disputes. Okay guys, these were some of the questions that we were looking at on Reddit, and we thought that they were interesting and they were worth answering here on YouTube. If I said anything that was not clear, or you have any questions, or you would like to know more about Max Dropshipping, feel free to contact us. You can reach us at maxdropshipping.com and just talk to one of our sales agents through one of the channels there. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.